What's up? It's your boy Cintron coming back at you with another reaction video, and this time we're looking at the dark side of Onlyfans and Instagram modeling. And I kid you not, that's my real name. And yeah, the roommates, you know, is yeah, they're covering this topic with the lovely Kim and Sandy. So we'll see what they're talking about. But kids, don't join a gang or a clique.
But that OnlyFans would not leave her. Like, her credibility, she had no credibility at that point. They were bashing her. Her DMs were nothing of her nudes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, credibility went down the line. So it's kind of hard to break that barrier of, all right, take me serious as a photographer.
Yeah.
Like, see me as this. So I remember she deactivated her account for quite a few months. She went through that mental breakdown. I think she was honestly depressed. She said that herself. It took a lot. It took a toll on her.
Yeah, OnlyFans. They ain't fans of your work. They can't be friends with your money bank account.
What is the balance between sex sells and not wanting to portray yourself as a certain kind of girl? Like, what is the balance? And what I mean by that is like
an OnlyFans girl and
so it's
model?
like, let's say you want to work for Vanity Fair, you want to work for Vogue, you want to be on these covers of these magazines, right? So you're right, like your image matters, right? So you don't want to be like, okay, just this, you know, Magic City, you know, stripper type girl. Like, you want to have universal appeal to work with all these companies. But one thing that you know on social media is that sex sells, and the more provocative image you post, that's where it becomes. That's where you get the views, and that's where you get the likes.
Well, it depends, because I've seen that too. I remember there was which I don't like when girls try to think things are in competition. But there was a girl and she really messaged me this, and she was just like, that's why my page blew up faster than yours, is because I posted half-naked pictures, this, and that.
She told you that.
Yeah, and it was really crazy, because it was just like, even for me, I was like, I mean, that's cool that's great, your followings are growing, but like, me personally, what I'm trying to brand myself as and the networks I want to work with, that's not what they go for. And even if I don't have the amount of following yet, like, I know that eventually I'm going to get there, and I'm going to keep going until I get there. But I don't feel that I have to be butt booty naked or bent over just to get attention. That's cool that it does work for some. But for me, like, that's just not something that I wanted. And it was funny because, I mean, she did blow up really, really fast with that. Yeah. And now all her content, if she posts herself in regular clothes or something simple, she's not getting that many likes. She's not getting that many views, because what do they want to see? Exactly what you blew up for, your butt. For me, I can just post anything regular, and I'm still going to get the same amount of likes, the same amount of views, and now my following is just as high as hers.
False. Yeah, I mean, no future prospective employer, if you do the same thing in the real world. I mean, it is the real world, guys. Whether we want to, play like we're Thanos over here, and we're shaping reality with that, with those Infinity Stones. No, you'll ass back to reality real quick. They're gonna look through that stuff and say, okay, yeah, you have a big following, you have the numbers. Let's see what the profile looks like. Scan. Oh, that's all you're about is sex. And we're a company that has to, on the outside, project a air of morality, or that we care. So, sorry, we're gonna go with Kim, who did it the right way. Her numbers aren't quite what yours are, but she keeps it clean. Next! And two, no high value man wants what everyone has access to. The reason we're trying to wife you up, or would wife you up, is because we're getting that exclusive EA Sports. It's the Xbox only exclusive. I don't want no girl that's got to deal with PS4 and Nintendo and Sega, who's now defunct. But they making Atari's trying to make a comeback, and then Xbox as well, and then PC crossover. There's just too many bigs in the room. I don't need mine in there. With that said, click.
That's one of the challenges I've heard Gary Vee talk about, where he says a lot of Instagram models and girls who are on Instagram, they want to post other things, but they know it won't get likes and it won't get views, so they feel trapped to simply post those things.
I feel like it's kind of sometimes I feel trapped. Easy way out. Like some people, like I was saying, like for her, she wanted an easy way out. Like She wanted the followers quick, the attention quick. And I mean, you can do that by doing so, but there's still other ways. I follow a lot of girls. Like, my inspirations, the girls that I follow, and the reason why my content is the way it is because I follow girls with the same amount of followings or maybe even more, but their pictures are classy. They're still getting the same amount of views, attraction. Like, they're getting high agencies that want to work with them. So that's who I follow. Exactly. Compared to, I could have went the easy way and done so, but at the same time, 1, that's not me. 2, I don't feel comfortable doing that. And 3, any brand or anything that's going to come my way with that is not something that I want to work with.
Exactly. And that's the part where I feel like a lot of the girls who are trying to be in the model industry, they don't understand the longevity of a career. That
can really affect you. Like, when it comes to big brands, like, I'm not going to say the names, but per se, like, that's a liability. Like, especially for, like, OnlyFans or how you portray yourself. Like, because you have to think about it. You're going to be representing their brand. You have to look at it like, do I fit their brand? Do the things that I post fit in that category? Or, because they're going to look at your page if they see that it's raunchy and it doesn't fit their brand. No, they're not going to work with you. They're going to keep swiping. Yeah, you have followers and things, but at the same time, that's a liability for their attraction. Like, no, they don't want it.
Yeah, no, that's a great point because I feel like a lot of people, they don't see that. They don't see that life is a marathon, not a sprint. And there's so many things you can do.
There you go. That's what I like. I like that.
There's so many things that people see in the short term that you can post that can benefit you. But in regards to 30, 40 years down the line, real long-term careers.
It can ruin a lot. I know a girl, just for another example, she wanted to be a photographer. She takes photos now, but the biggest thing for her was same thing. I think it's that young mentality too, and just kind of getting caught up in the whole fame thing. But she started doing the OnlyFans. She stopped doing it because she's even said it. She admitted, she was like, it was easy money. It was easy money. She could do whatever she wanted, travel.
So how much would you say the average girl is making a month? If you're just a guesstimate, I mean.
On what?
On OnlyFans.
I don't even know.
You don't know?
I know. The only reason I know one person, we can drop names. Ruby Rose posted hers, and she made like $22K in like a week or 2.
Yeah, but
that's her following was like totally different. So a regular typical girl, I don't really know.
Yeah, and then we can even talk about that because what happens is that a lot of girls will show that they made this money in a month, and that's because they just opened their OnlyFans.
After that, it definitely, because of course the hype, like guys are gonna be like, oh my God, I wonder what she's posting on there. So they click it, and then after that, to keep them, you have to start doing more. More and more and more. Like, I've heard that too, where girls are just like, I can't do it anymore. It was like, I thought it was going to be easy money. It was the first month, but it's because of that attraction. Like, they want to see what you're posting, and then they get used to it. Like, oh, it's probably the same stuff that you post on Instagram. Or at that point, they're like, okay, I already seen this. Like, I want to see. So basically, you're saying the guys are wanting edgier and edgier and edgier content from these OnlyFans girls. Definitely.
But then the challenge is like, once you're branded as an OnlyFans girl, it's harder
to get out of. Same thing like what I was saying with her. Easy, quick money. Then she realized like guys wanted more, and that's not something that she wanted to do. And I'm like, yeah, that's a whole lifestyle that you have to pretty much become. And if that's not you, then it's not gonna work for you. So she was just like, her real passion is photography. She started doing photography, but that OnlyFans would not leave her. Like, her credibility, she had no credibility at that point. Dang. They were bashing her. Her DMs were nothing of her nudes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, credibility went down the line. So it was kind of hard to break that barrier of, all right, take me serious as a photographer.
Yeah.
Like, see me as this. So I remember she deactivated her account for quite a few months. She went through that mental breakdown. I think she was honestly depressed. She said that herself. It took a lot. It took a toll on her. Because you think that you could run away from things, but once it's on the internet, that thing's on there forever.
Yeah, that's real because like back in the day, what I noticed was a lot of girls who were like especially the strippers, what they would do after they're done stripping, they would like move to a new city or move to a new town, get into real estate, to get
not real estate.
You know what I mean? To get away. But end of the day, like if you were a stripper in Seattle, you moved to, Pensacola, Florida. No one knows that back in the day. Yeah. But today in the digital era, like you said, everything is permanent. So you
taking pictures, they're posting you.
Yeah. So it's like you having an OnlyFans. And then you're trying to do the whole brand, rebrand, that travels.
It's hard.
People can Google search it.
You've been branded.
Like a lot of these big brands, before they work with you, they do a lot of investigation.
Literally, they have fake pages just to do research on you. If you ever had a Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, they're doing their dirt.
So why don't other women teach girls about stuff like this? Why don't they ever teach girls about stuff like that?
Oh, nah. I mean, one, people ain't out there like, you know, being supportive like that. The community. And I mean, too, it is what it is. The industry is what it is, you know, like that kind of industry. Not a lot of solidarity. 3, I mean, 3, everybody's looking for the come up, so for a price, you know, if the price is right, and 4, like, it just, man, it's just not the way that, you know, the industry works and all that stuff. Given the game, it's just, the game is raunchy, raw, and it'll eat you up and spit you out. So nope. All right, let's get back to the video. Quick.
I don't know, cause I mean, I guess too, you have to ask. Like, closed mouths don't get fed. A lot of girls don't ask; they just see one way, and that's kind of. I mean, you can see a girl, and if you really care or if you know them, you might.
Pause. It came back to me. Yeah, and that just that youthful mentality. You know, youth blinds you to you know, like if you had the wisdom, you know, paired with young age, then yeah. But yeah. I mean, who gonna listen at that point? You know, like I know. Nah, you gonna know, really. So, you have to find out, sadly, the hard way. People don't learn from other people's mistakes, other people's learn lessons from other people. They have to learn themselves. All right, quick.
Like, hey, is this something that you really want to do? Because there are girls that's just something that they want to do. Like, that's the industry they want to be in. So I would hate to reach out to someone that this is something that they really want. Yeah. I don't normally necessarily don't say anything unless someone like comes to me like for advice, like, hey, I actually want to take this serious and start doing this. And I'm like, and they might bring up like, okay, I've been doing stuff like this. And I'm like, if you're really looking to do this, maybe we shouldn't. But other than that, I mean, it's not really a platform, I guess, people to ask.
Because that's my big thing. I remember there was, back in the day, I used to love video vixens. I love them. And I remember one of my favorites was on a podcast like years later. And she's one of those girls who were really popping in 2000. And she was talking about like the industry, how the industry takes these young girls, they use them and then they throw them to the side.
Throw them right back out to the streets.
And so to me, it was like, man, and then you have so many girls who are unaware of this story. Like they're still falling into these same traps that the girls before them fell into. So I was like, yo, I wonder why more women don't have platforms and podcasts and shows to like warn some of these girls about these plagues of the industry, because a lot of these girls are, like you said, they see the bright lights, they see followers, they see the excitement, and they're jumping head deep, and they're not realizing that there are real consequences for these
I've heard
actions.
a lot of stories. I've heard a lot of girls come to me with some crazy stories, and honestly, I can't even lie. I've been there, done that, like, same thing. Like, when you get into the industry, you see the lights, and it's like, all right, cool, this. Things happen, it's like, whoa, this is not what I thought. Yeah. This is not what I thought.
Yeah. So what's interesting to me is what I realize happens for a lot of girls who get into this industry is that it begins to change them. You know, it begins to change them because Louis Farrakhan, I don't know how you guys feel about him, but Louis Farrakhan had this quote where he said, men are like the sun and women are like the moon. And the same way that the moon doesn't have light, but the light from the moon is reflection of the sun, a lot of times the character of a woman is reflection of the man that she's around. So what I've seen a lot of times is that a lot of girls in these industries, they start hanging around these certain guys and these certain people, and it begins to shape them and it begins to change them. So when you were in the industry, when you were like really, with the movers and shakers in Atlanta, did you see yourself being changed, or do you feel like you remained constant throughout the process?
Throughout the process, I felt like I do believe that where you kind of become who you hang around. I've seen a lot of times guys who have opportunities, girls flock to them because they put it out there like, hey, I can help you because I know this person or that person, I can connect you. Next thing you know, they're working with girls, booking girls, and now these girls, well, I really feel like it's up to you, like when it comes to your morals and your standards. For me, when I was put in certain situations, my number one thing is, at the end of the day, never forget who you are. It's so easy to get caught up in the lifestyle. It's so easy to do things that you don't want to do just because you think that you're going to get some type of reach or attraction by someone that probably not going to think twice about you, honestly. Or if someone tells you have to do certain things, like, at the end of the day, if you don't want to do it, if you normally wouldn't do it, don't do it. I've known girls that say, I only did it because he said that I would get this much content, or this agency would reach out to me, or this and that. Like, if you're uncomfortable, it's okay to say no. I've said no, like, a lot of times, and I feel like a lot of times people are afraid to say no because not only don't they not maybe come from something.
So what are these guys asking you guys to do?
Let's see. I've heard crazy stuff. I know for me personally, like, when it came to me, when I said I was doing music videos, and I already knew I didn't like music videos. I didn't want to be a video vixen. There's nothing wrong with being a video vixen. I just know for me, that wasn't something that I wanted to do. But I said, hey, I'll try it out just to see.
Yeah.
Just like the whole dancing, or maybe doing like provocative things, or like, I know sometimes on set, like, they'll want you to smoke with them, they want you to drink with them, just get the vibe, and the girls would be like, I don't really want to, but I mean, I don't want to say no and it looks bad. And it's like, no, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Like, if we're working, at the end of the day, this is business. I am on set, I am working. Like, this is not a party, I'm not at a club, I'm getting paid at the end of the day. Like, I need to make sure that I'm content and I'm stable and I know exactly what's going on. And I've heard things where they'll get the girls drunk, next thing you know, the video's over and they're still partying, and Lord knows what.
I was abusing. They like cut and they still turning up.
Yeah, they're still going.
Yeah,
to me, but it takes a lot of like confidence too, and just knowing the business. Like, for me, I know when I'm on set, like, I'm here to work. Once my timer's up, I'm gone.
And that's something that I've noticed happens a lot in Atlanta. You know, like you said, when they get into these environments, it's like it really blinds them, and they, like you said, they lose themselves.
You do,
and
you
can,
can,
and they forget, like, and then like a lot of times just like.
And they want the image. A lot of times when you see things, like, when you come from something where you don't have that, and you're around people that do, you're going to probably, most likely, depends on who you are as a person, do anything possible to either get into that lifestyle. And once you're in that lifestyle, now you're trying to stay in that lifestyle. And now you lose your morals a lot of the times, unless you're a smart way and you might do a business or whatever the case may be, invest. Some people do that. It does happen. But a lot of times it's just, no, they get caught up in that whole lifestyle. And it's just like, well, I want to continue living like this because I love this lifestyle. I love the things that I'm getting. I love the experiences that are coming my way. Like, I want to keep up with it. So they do things that they might not typically normally do.
Yeah, exactly. Like, people losing themselves. I mean, that's the name of the game. Who out here is real in these streets? I mean, people will fake it to make it, you know, act fly to get by. Man. You know, they take to heart, you know, the rising tide lifts all boats. You know, that boat over there going, let's go ahead and hitch up with them. Now, I mean, you can't lose yourself. I mean, I'm saying, don't lose yourself. I mean, but really, don't, you know, it takes a strong person to be anchored, centered, you know, hold to their gravity field. Everybody else is floating, man. Floating. They out here, we on the earth, they out here on the moon. Lightweight. Right off the freaking surface of the satellite. Yeah, man, it's just, people are so, you know, we have so many followers in this world. I mean, most people are followers, you know, by nature or by nurture or both. And, you know, it just, that's the way society wants us to be, you know, to follow something, to follow them, follow the government, you know, listen, government. And that's the way they make money off of us. You know, we're cash cows on a plantation without being shackled. Oh, you're free to go, but where they're directing you. I mean, just everything's, you know, done with a purpose. And Onlyfans, they're only fans of you if they can make money off you. Otherwise, you know. Yeah, and those industries. I used to live in the A. You know what I'm saying? Every girl's chasing hypergamy at its finest. Every girl's chasing the ball. Every girl's chasing this, you know. Even people in my family, the way they think. You know, looking for the top flight guy. Everybody's, you know, if one person is here, everybody's going over here. What kind of sick world are y'all making and breeding? All fucking the same dudes, and it's not even, oh, what is these guys over here, but just think of the diversifying the pool. And then, like, I don't want to be a follower, I'm a leader. I know that. But anyways, let's get up out of here. Yeah.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you like.